besties, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video diary. I just got changed. I spent all morning batch filming a ton of content. I had some brand deals to do, and now I want to spend the latter half of the day to go work at like a third-party space. I really want to go to the library. It's been ages since I've gone, I feel like, and just like sat down, got on my laptop, read a bit. And I also wanted to let you guys know that we are so back. Our Sunday uploads are so back. After pondering, after thinking, I really miss my Sunday uploads. Like, it felt like a routine, uploading every Sunday, spending time with you guys, and also it got me into a routine to like constantly film. And I think I was maybe just being a little bit too harsh on myself with trying to like produce more substance in my vlogs, when really my intent with YouTube in general is just to document my day-to-day and hopefully inspire you to romanticize bits of your life. And I don't want it to turn into like a full-on production. I just want to take you guys on my day-to-day and romanticize the mundane everyday life together. So that is what we're doing. That is our breaking news, and I'm very excited. I hope you guys are excited as well. I'm excited to be back and in a groove of filming regularly, and I definitely still want to do more video essays like my February digest. I had so much fun filming. I just love nerding out about the things that I'm currently interested in and things that I consumed. So I definitely want to keep those going. Anyways, this is my outfit for today. I'm obsessed with this cropped trench. I got it from ASOS. Jeans are from Princess Polly. Usual suspects. I feel like I wear these flats literally every single day. And this beautiful bag is from Free People. I mentioned it in my February digest, but I'm still so obsessed with it. This is like the perfect big capacious bag. It fits my laptop, cameras, journal, books. And I just think it goes so well together with this outfit. Yeah, let's just spend some time together. Showered, ready to just sit down, be nonverbal, and read. I have my yummy Japanese curry that I made for dinner. I'm just letting it cool off. I want to finish Six of Crows. I'm at 80% and I think I can finish it by tonight. It's just in the air. I want to finish Book of the Month tonight and just have a non-verbal reading night. If I end up finishing, I'm gonna give my thoughts in a separate vlog that I'm filming simultaneously. I'm filming my first reading vlog, so I want to give that vlog my review and like more raw reactions. I just want to eat my dinner and I want to finish my book tonight. just finished my morning pages and my to-do list for the day. I have a lot of like laptop work today, so then I'm just gonna try to have a very productive work day here in the house. I am with cafecito, of course. And we're off to an early productive start. Today was my first day back, waking up at like 5 a.m. I had to stop because I got sick. I was sick for like 2 weeks straight and I just could not catch a break. So with that, I had to really rest. And also with the time change, it's been so hard to wake up at a decent time. I've just been trying to make like little goals of like waking up 30 minutes before. And then the next day I'll try to wake up 30 minutes before that. And I've just been kind of like inching along till my body can like get used to this time change. So yeah, we were up at 5 a.m., went to the gym at 6, did some cardio and did a little arm workout. And you guys, I'm absolutely living for this sunshine. Oh, it feels so good to have some sun. We have like 2 more days of winter. I'm trying to be more gracious with myself during this like transition from winter to spring. I was really trying to push myself even though I was sick, and I feel like it made me more sick because I was just getting frustrated with like sleeping in, not moving my body, not doing my morning rituals. I felt so out of whack, but at the end of the day, I just need to let my body rest. Now I'm just trying to ease into this transition period. It is basically spring. And that means summer is right around the corner, which is absolutely insane to me. Like, where did all this time go? And I'm kind of grieving winter, I'm not gonna lie. I had such a great winter season filled with so much intention. I felt like I just moved a lot differently this past winter. Typically I get really sad in the winter because it's like so dark outside, the weather is horrible. I feel like I did a really good job of maintaining my morning rituals, my evening routines, and just staying focused with the goals that I have for myself. Like this year, 2025, was such a big year for me, and I knew that I wanted to carry that into this year because this year is just gonna be even bigger. Things feel like they're just moving at a crazy speed right now, so I'm trying to just soak it all in and go into this spring season with a lot more intention. I shared this on my TikTok and my Instagram, but I made this little winter to spring transition journal prompts page. I think it turned out so cute, and so I want to share some of my defrosting for spring journal prompts. Number 1, what are my favorite moments from winter? This is basically your highlight reel, things that you don't want to forget that were just memorable from the winter. What felt heavy? Just reflecting on what you want to maybe leave behind in the winter. What habits kept me focused and grounded during the winter? Like I said, I felt like I was just so focused, and a lot of it had to do with like my 5 a.m. wake ups, my morning rituals, you know, journaling, getting my workout done before the sun rises, doing my no scroll Sundays. And I was in bed by like 8:30 p.m. to sleep early. I was reading a lot. So I want to carry that on into the spring. North Star for spring, I put detachment from outcomes. I talked a little bit about this in my February digest video, but I want to practice detachment from outcome because perfectionism is my vice. Sometimes I find myself getting sucked into being result oriented and what I think I should feel or look like, or what a certain product should look like when I'm done doing it. I just want to let, you know, things flow. I want to do things without the hyperfixation on what my results should look like. This spring season, I want to feel / what kind of spring do I want to create? And then lastly, spring intentions plus actions to support them. Listing out little action steps really helped me personally with achieving my goals and being intentional with this season. And so a huge intention of mine this spring is doing things that fill my cup before pouring into others. That means 5 a.m. mornings, moving my body, journaling every day, creating every day, and taking care of my space to prevent brain fog and decision fatigue. Another intention is to create more than I consume. And then I added these cute little graphics, which I want to do more of as I continue to journal. I printed out this one for my North Star, and then this one to set my intentions, and it says, who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. Because I want to do the work in my inner world to manifest abundance into my outer world. That is my little defrosting for spring journal prompts. Right now I'm working on a video concept for a brand deal, and something that I've been doing actually that has been really helping me be more intentional and thoughtful with my work, specifically with brand deals, is to concept it out in my content journal. I have a specific journal just for my content, and this is something that I just implemented, so I'm only on like page 3 of using this journal. I added it to my traveler's journal, and this one sits in the back like this, and that way I always have it with me. I've been trying to be better about writing down ideas that come to my head and just concepting ideas, really trying to lean more on my like physical world for inspiration. You know, what interests me, what sparks my interest, and how can I make content around that, and how can I organically integrate a brand into that. So I've been having fun with this. Something that I've been integrating into my daily life is concepting my content physically on paper, just more analog work to go into the digital work, if that makes sense. And having something analog offline to be able to write down my thoughts, my concepts, ideas, and reference them back later is just so romantic, I feel like. Maybe I'm just looking into it a little bit too much, but I love having something that physically documents my ideas that I can always just reference in the future. We are on our way to go see Project Hail Mary. I am so excited for this. I read the book back in September with my book club and we all loved it. And I influenced my fiance to read it as well. So we're gonna go watch the movie in IMAX. We have some time to kill before the movie. We're gonna check out Barnes and maybe the Lego store. My personality is returning. We're back to black nails. I was just feeling like I wanted a change and I really wanted to cut my nails shorter because my nails were getting a little too long. But I really wanted to debrief Project Hail Mary movie with you guys. We need to nerd out, okay? I actually brought my book to the theater last night because I wanted to get a pic. They gave us these little pins and you only get them if you watch them in IMAX. I thought it was just so cute. You guys, look how cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. This movie was so visually stunning and immersive and just wow. The movie score itself, the soundtrack, the visuals, the cinematography in itself is just like a whole different conversation. I thought it was such a beautiful movie. Just a beautiful story about finding friendships in unexpected places, finding connection, and also the character development of being selfless. So just while the world is ending. I saw a lot of people comparing it to like Interstellar and how it's gonna live up to the hype of like that caliber of movie. I feel like they're just not comparable. Because while Interstellar is like such a beautiful movie in itself, it is just like gripping and immersive, I feel like Project Hail Mary just had a lighter feel to it. Like, yes, we're on this mission to save Earth, but the humor and the use of colors in this movie just made it feel a lot lighter and just a feel-good movie. I just genuinely had a great time. I love Rocky. I thought Ryan Gosling killed his role, like so convincing. He really just plays humorous, quirky characters really well. We got like a peek of that when he came out in Barbie. And so it was kind of similar vibes. Like I love seeing Ryan Gosling in these roles. He's just naturally very funny. And so seeing him and Rocky develop this friendship was just so, so cute. I was laughing in the theater, I teared up, and it was such a great experience with that many people in the movie theater. I've never been to the movies where it's like packed, like you're sitting right next to someone, but it was such a beautiful, like communal experience. Like we're all just here sharing our love for this rock alien and sharing our love for this beautiful sci-fi film. I don't know, it was so exciting, especially because both my fiance and I read the book. You know, we went in there with like pretty high expectations because we just loved this book so much. I thought it was the perfect length of movie. Like I didn't want it to be over 3 hours by any means because 3 hours is just a long time, but I think it was like 2 hours, 45-ish minutes. I thought the pacing was great. I love how we just hit the ground running when the movie starts. Like we're already in it and we're just unraveling as we go. I don't know what to say. I think it was just such a great film. The cinematography was just so amazing, and come to find out it's the same cinematographer as the Batman, like the Robert Pattinson film, which totally makes sense because in my head I was like, why does the screen look a little dirty? Like why is there always an object or a light obstructing the view when we're watching this film? And I was like digging into it. I saw this guy on TikTok, he was analyzing the cinematography and he mentioned that it was the same cinematographer as the Batman. And he loves using objects and light to obstruct the view to kind of make it feel dirty in a sense, or just messy. Like there's a lot of things going on. There's chaos, there's a lot of moving pieces, and it makes it feel just even more immersive, like you're there. So I just really appreciated that. I just have a newfound love and appreciation for movies, like ever since last year. I feel like I really am trying to figure out why I like a certain film, like what emotions does it get out of me, and how does this whole team to make these movies like come together to create something so like beautiful. I don't know. I just love art, bruh. I love movies. I love books. I love art. I love community. I love seeing a packed theater. Like it genuinely just made my heart so happy seeing this many people wanting to go see this film. So it was a very special experience. I had a great time. I think I'd rate it a 4 out of 5 out of 5. Wow, I was just blown away with the music, the sound design, the visuals, the casting. It's just so incredible and impressive that they literally made Rocky into a puppet. Like they were like doing their thing as puppeteer. I think it's called puppeteer. But like that in itself is just so impressive, and it just makes me think very highly of the film because so much went into it. It just struck all the emotions that I felt reading the book. I was filled with hope. I was filled with laughter. I was filled with love for this like friendship developing. I had this love for Rocky, you know. I started crying when, you know, things hit the fan and it wasn't looking so bright. Long live Rocky. I don't know what else to say. It was amaze. Yeah, that was my Project Hail Mary movie review. But come to Cozy Cult. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you need to know. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me and sticking around. Comment down below the little emoji with glasses, like a little nerd emoji, because life is about nerding out. We need to nerd out more. We need to nerd out about our interests, our hobbies, and appreciate things that make life feel whimsical and really spark your interest. So comment down below the little nerd emoji. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Love you, bye.